was completely gone. There was no trace of my profile anywhere, and that's when I kind of started to freak out. Hey y'all, as you guys can probably tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I usually post on my channel, and talk to you guys about an experience I had last week where I got my Instagram account disabled, and also how I was able to get it back in 2 days. And then also, to be helpful, I've compiled some tips and tricks of what not to do and things to keep in mind to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen to you guys, and that your Instagram account doesn't get disabled or deactivated or deleted in 2021. So let's hop right into it. Actually, I lied, I have something else to say. If you guys haven't seen any of my videos before, or you haven't been on my channel before, I usually post style and fashion and wellness content, basically how-to videos, reviews on clothing brands I try, vlogs. So if you guys are into that, definitely check out my channel, subscribe, that would really help out. And if this video is helpful, keep watching, but also make sure to give it a thumbs up so that I know that you guys like this type of content. And if I ever get into a situation where I think it might be helpful to do a little bit of a knowledge share, I'll definitely share that with you guys or post something of that nature again. All right, so story time. I woke up Monday morning at like 7:30 to some messages from my friends that follow my Instagram account, basically sending me a screenshot of a profile that had the same image that my profile, or my Instagram profile has, a similar username, like very, very close to what my username is on Instagram, with a different profile description, just making a bunch of claims and having like a link to click on. And basically my friend had sent that to me and asked me to confirm if that was me or not, and basically to just give me a heads up that they were following people that I knew. And so basically I clicked on the profile, and you guys can see it here. The username was very, very close to what my actual username is. If you're not paying attention or you're not clicking on the profile, you know, you probably would just follow me back assuming that it was me. So I did what anyone would do, and I reported the fake profile. I filled out the form that's available on Instagram for if you think that someone is impersonating you or has a fake Instagram account. After I filled that out, I continued going about Instagram, saw that, you know, that profile had been deleted, and then I went to go message back my friend who had told me about the fake profile, and as soon as I clicked that window, Instagram signed me out of my account, and all of a sudden I didn't have any access to my Instagram profile. I had an image pop up on the screen that was saying, you know, thanks for providing your info, we'll get back to you in 24 hours. So you guys might have seen that as well if your Instagram account has been disabled or you've been in a similar situation, but that's basically what happened. Within a matter of, I don't know, less than 5 minutes of me reporting that profile, my account was shut down, and I had no way of accessing it. My username and my password didn't work. I wasn't even able to really like get on the login screen because all that would show was that thanks for providing info page. I had confirmed with my boyfriend and my friends, who said that they could still see my username on their followers and following list. So that was fine. Like, I just thought it was maybe disabled. And you know, I figured that it was probably a safety precaution because I did report a similar profile impersonating me, and that I would get my account back in an hour or two. And an hour or two passes, I see that the fake account no longer exists, but also that my account was still disabled, or I just wasn't able to get into it. I was like, maybe we just need to wait out the 24 hours. But within that same day, I had another account created to impersonate me, this time with a different username that you'll see here. I was a little nervous that people were getting confused and that they were going to be misled and thinking that that was my actual profile. And so what happened is I basically used my boyfriend's phone to take the username down and also fill out the form on my laptop on Instagram. So I did that. I did everything that Instagram suggests. I filled out the form, I gave them the information, explained the situation, and then it was just a waiting game to see kind of what happened next. So now it's day 2. I waited the full 24 hours as that screen told me to wait. I clicked on my Instagram app and I still had a page where I could sign in, which was great. And then I put in my username and password information, and all it says is an error occurred. So then I tried to log in through my Facebook, which is also connected to my Instagram account, and then it said, you know, if your username is LourlinMarie, then you can sign in. If not, please use a different username or a different login. I don't know what that meant. Basically, long story short, I still couldn't log in. And then I had, you know, my boyfriend check again if he was still able to see my account in his followers and following list on his profile, and it was completely gone. There was no trace of my profile anywhere. And that's when I kind of started to freak out, because at that point I didn't know if my Instagram was, you know, just simply deactivated or disabled, or if it was permanently deleted and there was going to be no way I would be able to recover any of my posts. I've decided that I need to figure out a different method or a different way of getting in touch with Instagram to let them know what happened. So now I'm just going to break down the different methods that I tried over the next 2 days. Once I realized that the 24 hours was up, I immediately went and filled out the forms again. I'll link them down below to show you all the 2 forms that I did fill out on Instagram. And as I filled that out, I got a message back from Facebook, from their support team, with 2 different responses. The first message that I got back for the first form I filled out asked me to basically send a picture of myself with a piece of paper that had, you know, my name, my username, and the code that was in the email that they sent me. And the second message that I got from Facebook after filling out the second form basically asked me to verify my identity by sending in a picture of my driver's license. So I basically sent that in. I covered, you know, my address, my driver's license number, and just gave them the information that they needed, which was my name and the picture. As you guys can imagine, if you've ever been in my situation or if you're in it right now, you probably didn't get a response from Facebook. That was kind of to be expected, and most of the time those messages are more of the automated responses, so it's not an actual human on the other line. I sent the form in a couple of times. I didn't do it too much because I do know that if you send it in, Instagram might see that as spam and block your IP. I reported the problem to Facebook, obviously because Facebook owns Instagram, so I had a little section where it says, you know, provide feedback or report a problem. So I typed out my situation there and then sent it, hoping that they would see it. Tried tweeting Instagram on my Twitter account, which has like 6 followers because I don't really use it. I did Facebook community, where I created a string where it was basically like, you know, Instagram mistakenly disabled my account. How do I get it back? I commented on other people who had done the same thing, hoping that that would get visibility as well. None of those methods worked. And then another thing I will say is do not hire a hacker or hire somebody who claims to know how to get your Instagram account back and give them your personal information or your login information. Like, that's just, why would you do that? Don't do that. The key here is to get an actual human being and talk to them. What ended up working for me is, one, I created a Facebook business account, and this was probably something that I should have already made a while ago, because I have, you know, an Instagram account, I create content, and it's just helpful to have it as another way that your followers can reach you, or that you can get some exposure to your personal brand or your business. And from there, I took out an ad. Once you create an ad, you should be able to have access to the chat to talk to a Facebook chat agent. I heard a lot of people talk about the different wait times for getting the little chat box to show up. I would keep in mind that that probably won't happen until after your first ad has been run. I took the ad out on Tuesday at like 12:30 p.m. around my lunch break. And I didn't see the chat box option pop up until I think like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. on Wednesday the next day. So a little bit over 24 hours from when the first ad was run. If you guys are expecting to, you know, purchase an ad or take out an ad and get that button within 20 or 30 minutes, that's probably not going to happen, and you just need to be patient. So my tip here is Once you find out that your account has been disabled, go ahead and fill out the form, but also just go ahead and create the business account, take out an ad immediately, because you know that's going to be your best shot at getting someone to respond to you or getting to contact an actual person. Wednesday afternoon, I saw the option pop up. I immediately went through and scrolled to the page where I would be able to talk to or request a conversation with a Facebook chat agent. I waited, I think, like 10 or 15 minutes, and the chat was super friendly, or I'm sorry, the agent was super friendly. She was willing to listen. You know, I gave her all of the information that I had. I sent her screenshots of the errors I received when trying to log in, and basically explained my situation. And you know, she did push for me to fill out the form again, which is obviously counterproductive because I had already done it. I respectfully told her that I was hoping that, you know, she or someone could help me figure it out, or if she could internally escalate my issue, choose the person or the team that would be able to help. I mean, that's really all you can do. You can't make them activate your account again, but you can ask them and explain your situation, and hopefully you'll find someone who's willing to help you and escalate that internally. And just kind of hope for the best. But at least you know you're talking to a real person who is able to understand the situation, the predicament that you were in, and hopefully get you guys some help. And back to the story. As I was messaging the chat agent and logged into my Instagram, and lo and behold, my account was back. Everything was exactly as it was. I told the chat agent that, oh, it looks like, you know, they were able to get my account restored. Everything looks good. The chat agent was able to confirm with me that my account was activated. So at the beginning of the chat, she said that she could tell my Instagram is deactivated, and toward the end of the conversation, it was activated. So my point here is that the chat agents can give you insight into your account, even though they can't directly help. So they can provide that information, they escalate that information. All you need to do is, you know, be respectful and make sure that you explain it in a short and sweet and simple way that they're going to understand and be able to communicate internally. Stick with immediately making a business account and making sure that you get a hold of a chat agent who can escalate it internally. And to not give up. Like, if you want your account back, you think it was mistakenly disabled, you guys have to go out there and ask for it, or else, you know, Instagram is going to get back to you whenever they feel like it. They may never get back to you. Well, don't be rude to the people that y'all talk to on Facebook chat. Be respectful, be able to summarize your issue, and hopefully you guys get it back. So in retrospect, some mistakes that I made that I want to share with you guys to make sure that y'all know what to do if your account ever does get disabled. The first thing is make sure you're filling out the forms carefully. I don't know if this was the case or not, but a part of me wants to believe that I filled out the form wrong, and in the little space where it says, you know, put the name of the account that you're reporting, I think I misread that and put the name of the account that is being impersonated or whatever. Again, I don't remember if that's what happened, but the fact that I had a doubt that it might have been the reason why my account was disabled so quickly, just be sure to read the form all the way through, make sure all the fields are correct. For the second mistake that I encountered when I got that response back from one of the Facebook tickets asking me to send a picture of, you know, my name and my driver's license, was that I didn't have my full name on my Instagram profile matching my name on my driver's license. So that's definitely something that I would fix immediately. Like, as soon as you guys hear me say this, go fix it on your Instagram profile. It's what Instagram uses to identify you as the real person or the real account. Just make sure that all of that lines up to just avoid any errors or messages getting back of Instagram saying that they're not able to identify you as the owner of the account. And also, like, another method would just be to have your friends or your family report the profile, and that way it gets removed from Instagram. So then lastly, I want to talk about how to protect your account. So if you're watching this and you're just wondering how to prevent your account from getting disabled, this is the section for y'all. Instagram is getting a lot stricter with their rules and less tolerant when it comes to things that look like spam. So the last thing you want is to unknowingly get like shadow banned or unknowingly have your account get disabled. I have a couple of tips on how to avoid being under Instagram's spam radar. One thing I would say is definitely be wary of the number of tags that you place in your pictures. Tagging like 20 accounts or more, you might even get an error message. But if you're posting one of those carousel posts where you have like 5 or 6 different pictures and you're tagging the same brand or you're tagging the same account over and over again, that could potentially look very spammy to Instagram. You don't want to do that. Second thing to do to protect your account is to not bulk follow, don't bulk comment, don't put too many emojis in a comment. And I know I just said 4 different things in one single tip for tip number 2. The thing is that you just don't want to look like you're a bot. So you don't want to be, hashtagging all over the place. You don't want to be posting, emojis too many times or commenting the same thing over and over again on different Instagram accounts. I know influencers and content creators love to, comment on other profiles that they follow to show their support, but if you're commenting the same thing over and over again, that's gonna look spammy to Instagram. So definitely something to keep in mind. Make sure your full name is on your Instagram profile, or that the information is as close to your driver's license as possible, because if you ever get in a situation where your Instagram account is disabled, you need to verify your identity, so they need to be able to make sure that that's actually you. I'd also just link your Instagram account to other social networks. I have my Instagram account linked to my Facebook, and I have now a Facebook business page, which will hopefully, if I ever get into that situation again, and I hopefully won't, there's other avenues for them to tell that I'm the real account. Even if your account hasn't been disabled and you're a content creator or an influencer, I highly recommend just taking out a Facebook business page. It's a really low investment to make sure that your Instagram is protected. So I would just do it. Why not? And the last thing I'll say is always make sure you keep screenshots or like a digital paper trail of everything that you have, just in case your Instagram account gets disabled. I provided like screenshots of the error messages I had. I provided, the fake profiles that I took screenshots of, and that was all helpful for them to see so that they had context into your issue. Be patient, try not to freak out, and I am wishing you guys the best. Obviously, if this video was helpful, and I hope that it was, definitely like this video and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you are also into style content, wellness content, lifestyle content. And if you do have questions on my situation, or if anything that I said wasn't clear, definitely just email me or follow me on Instagram and message me there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Back to my normal content in my next one, but nonetheless, I hope it was helpful and that you guys come back to my channel soon, and thank y'all for watching.